Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is gonna be a big old Terran versus Zerg here. This is the season finals, a DreamHack Masters summer quarterfinals match between, down here in the bottom right, the Terran monster. That's right, he's a Korean kaiju. It's innovation. And yes, he's got what appears to be a skull with a bloody ghost rifle and a sword, a fusion cutter. Bloody crossed over on it. So, yeah, that represents his deadly glory. And of course, the fan favorite in the bottom left-hand side, representing Shopify Rebellion, the Canadian hero on one of the greatest foreign Zergs of all time. It's Scarlett. Now, Scarlett's coming in here after an incredible set of performances in the group stage and so on to get here. Taking down some very big names and really winning some underdog matches, which was cool to see from her. She's just going to be doing a Hatchcast pool. Blackburn, this first map. This is the one where we saw, of course, Maru start to bring out Mech versus Raynor and kind of just go, hey, guess what? Here's me battle cruisers and here's me tanks and everything else. And Raynor did that very silly Mutiling Bane style and it looked horrendous. But I'm kind of wondering what a more traditional Bio Verseling Bane game looks like here. You've got these interesting little bits of terrain. Like here, there's this ledge. People talked a lot about, oh, you can siege tanks down there, but really it's so far away from the actual buildings that you can be annoying with that, but the real area you got to worry about is more just tank sieging down here, because they can kind of wedge themselves, and it's not a complete corner, but there's just not that much surface area there. You could also put like a tank down, I'm not sure if you could put one there, but you could definitely put it like there or there. And it's just something where the Zerg kind of has to come around the terrain to engage it. And pushing through the middle, the problem is until these rocks come down, it's really hard for the Zerg to flank them because these slow zones, you try to flank here, it's very slow to get through. And if their rally kind of intercepts you there, you end up in a bit of trouble. You don't want to be running through slow zones with melee units. Now, that being said, First Reaper is here on the way. And this is the first scout innovations done, so comfortable opening up with a bit of a greedier build. That being said, Scarlett takes a very quick third as well. She's delaying her Zergling speed a little bit here. Just queens, drones, and that link speed should be starting up right then. Yep. Very nice build order. A third command center for Inno, so he's going to be just rushing up the tree. This usually means bio play, but I've seen a few more people play mech off the third command center opening in the recent past. Definitely Hellion Banshee, of course, is the norm. You know, I don't know if he's been as spectacular or as impressive as like the Qs and the Marus in this matchup, but he's still solid as a rock, and he has, in my mind, I still think of him as the guy who kind of revolutionized Mega Macro play in the online era, like early 2020, mid 2020, when we finally, I mean, I say early, but obviously all the seasons were very compressed in 2020 because things were being figured out with COVID, what the hell we're going to do during the epidemic. And then all the seasons kind of got squished into the second half of 2020. And the first two seasons especially, Innovation, I think, was the first Terran who really adapted to the fact that, hey, doing an all-in quick tank marine push where every little bit of stutter step and focus fire decides the game, maybe not the best idea when you're playing with 180 ping or something like that. So he was the one who would just be like, hey, I'm just going to do Widowmine drops and take a really fast fourth base, get 2 factories, and just macro crazy hard. So I wonder if he's going to try that style here, because he actually played Scarlett in one of those seasons and took her down. She did not have an answer. I think that was season 2 last year. And then I remember he played Serral, and Serral barely beat him 2-1, and Serral had a really tough time of it. And even Serral was like, God, this is hard to play against. Like, had the pleasure of interviewing him after that, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, man, this is kind of ridiculous. Once Terran gets enough Marine, Marauder, Mine, and Thor out. Oh, she's coming for the flank, but oh man, the slow zones are awkward, but also awkward to escape. It's a good surround there for Scarlett. 47 drones versus 36 workers. She's got 4 overlords building at once, which isn't super ideal, but I don't think she was actually supply blocked, so I think it's all okay. Just needs to finish saturating that base, which she will in a moment. And what have we got? 1 Viking, which has killed an overlord so far. The other queens are close enough. They've got transfuse, so Inno will need to pull that back. Inno, a little slow. Takes a bit of damage on it. Whoa! Big Ling Run by comes in. What the hell? When did that happen? Ling split into the main base. Let's see if they get a few more SCVs. They get 1, make it 2. And a bit of mining time. 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs. Oh, the Lings run back in the natural as the Hellions pull up. Make it 4, make it 5. Scarlet here is doing very well, but Innovation answers in the bottom with a Hellion drop. Oh, she tries to block it. She doesn't quite get it. She surrounds 1 Hellion. Oh my god, there are some Lings here, but oh, those guys are so clumped. Oh, she's already lost 7. She's going to lose more, but there's only 2 Hellions now. It's not enough to one-shot, and okay. In the end, 8 workers for 5 SCVs. I mean, battle report? Okay. So Innovation killed 13 Zerglings, 8 drones, lost 4 Hellions, 5 SCVs, and a Marine. It's a pretty even trade. I normally favor the Zerg in these sort of trades because this lowers the aggression of the Terran. And any moment where there's a lull, I feel like the Zerg is better off. Because there's no Liberator, there's no Hellions out right now. It's a little while until the Marine medevac hits the field. Notice the reactor on this starport very late. So Scarlet is going to spread creep like crazy, and that's her specialty. You give her a moment to breathe, she's going to go double upgrades. She's getting 6 gases. A Roach Warren, does she, what? The fuck's she building a Roach Warren for? Is that just to bile siege tanks? Oh, wait. She's not playing Master. Really? She's playing Roach Ravager. Oh my, it's like the least Scarlet-esque style ever. I don't like it. Play Ling Bane. I mean, I get it, right? Tanks are so good pushing through this bottom path. We already talked about that. There's a lot of annoying positions. Corrosive Bile is going to be great against that. Also, if she feels she's ahead enough, she might be able to just kill him with a massive Roach Ravager. Spore Crawler there zoning out this drop. She's got her gold base up and she's sending more drones over there. She hasn't moved her queens to respond. Scarlet not paying attention right now. Scarlet, she's a little slow to respond. She had a lot of vision of that for a long time, but she won't really take any damage. It's all fine. Loses a queen, damages a medevac. It's fine. 60 SCVs here for Innovation. What's he got? Just a couple of Marines and tanks, single medevac pressuring. His 4th and 5th barracks is finishing. His armory starts up, so that's going to time out for 2-2 to go down immediately. Thank you very much for the love, guys. Really appreciate that, Salad Fingers. We've got a tier 1 we've got a tier 1 upgrade advantage of 20 seconds. 20-second upgrade advantage. We've got 7 gases. Scarlet, I don't like her economy, guys. She's gone too deep on economy. Now, is Scarlet ahead? I would say normally yes, but because she's playing Roaches, I feel she's ahead. She's got great creep. What's she gonna do with it? To me, it feels like she has to kind of do a big attack, and 80 drones plus a gold base, she's going to be drowning in money. I don't think she can do much with this money. I mean, she will be able to just remax Roaches again and again. Can she find good trades, though? Right now, Innovation is keeping her very busy. He's cleared some creep in the middle area. These guys get an Overlord or 2, a bit of mining time. As long as she respreads creep out everywhere, she should be okay. But she's got to get across the map. She can't just be defending right now. She's got to go get rid of him on this side of the map. And, overstays his welcome. Oh my god, this was incredibly lazy from Innovation. He was just looking at home macroing, assuming she wouldn't hunt him down up there. And that's a lot of units to be losing. I mean, I go from how is she going to trade with him to, well, apparently he's just going to throw his units away. Offering the trade, she can just kill him now. He's dead. This is going to be an easy attack move, counter attack across the map. There's no reason for her to do anything except attack right now. She's going to wait for the Ravager morph. And I mean, she's showing it. She's not even hiding what she's doing. She's like, you can't survive this. If I was Innovation, I would have actually moved my tanks back to the high ground right now. I would not be out there like this. He's got to pull every SCV. He pulls them. Can he survive, though? She's coming in. She's a little clumped. And remember, her army's not that big. Sorry for the bad observing there, guys. Oh, she's just got too much, I think. Already the SCVs are going out. If she can break the tank line, she doesn't need to kill everything. She just needs to get rid of some more tanks. She only gets rid of 1 siege tank. Okay, that's a good hold. Look at that. Look at that battle report there. She loses about 4,700. He loses under about 2,500, 2,600. She's got the economy, so it doesn't really matter. But she should have been able to do more there, 100%. And I think she should have come from this side as well. I've seen on this map, very often players come in clumped up from one angle. If she was pre-spread on the ramp, I think she'd be, just taking less damage from the initial tank shots and hopefully getting in range to bile the tanks a little bit quicker. That being said, good setup by Inno. He's still way down in supply. Hive, Lurkaden is on the way. 2-2 is, of course, more than 2/3 of the way finished. So I'm pretty sure what we're going to have here is just a transition into Lurkers, Vipers. It's a good style, and he's going to struggle to keep up with it, but he's got a 4th command center. So it's going to be just like keep her busy, slow things down, and get the answer. Does Innovation think that's Ghosts, though? I would say Ghosts is technically one of the best answers, but it's only if you pull it off just right. And most people screw it up and don't pull it off just right. Right now, this Bio takes a little bit of a trade. Got to leave, got to get out of there. Oh, but Roaches do come in and actually deny some of the SCVs up there as well on the gold base. So Scarlet doing a lot. Inno's going to stay here. This is looking like a one-way trip. Uh-oh. Once again, Innovation's being a bit wasteful with his units, and he's going to lose every single one of these medevacs. I mean, this is. Why does he keep not evacuating? I cannot understand just why he is so incredibly greedy right now. Apparently, units that die in medevacs count as Innovations kills, so this is actually should be way better for Scarlet there. The battle report gets screwed up, apparently. It's like, hey, well, why didn't you unload him from the medevac? Therefore, you killed them. It's like, I think Scarlet should get those kills, battle report. But it is what it is. 3-3, 4 Vipers on the way. They're going to just abduct all the tanks. There's no tech progression from, he's going to take a 5th command center. So he's just going to try and do it with Bio Tank and just weathering the storm. I mean, if you have enough tanks, you can do it, but I think you'd want a 3rd factory because as they start getting abducted and blinding clouded, your tank count's going to drop pretty drastically. And I think especially this base is going to be very hard to defend from the Vipers. Especially Lurkers can hit the planetary from behind. Seismic Spines, that's the range upgrade is on the way. Adaptive Talon's already queued up behind that. This feels very, very good for Scarlet. She's even going to just drop spores and spines everywhere. Look at the spores in the main. She's like, yeah, I know I'm getting a very immobile army. Lurkers, Vipers, Hydras. As these Roaches get scaled out or traded out for better units as well, I'm going to be even less mobile. So I need to make sure that you can't just sneak a drop past and do heaps of damage. So, hey, I'll build some more static. Oh, gets the sensor tower with a round of corrosive biles. Nicely done. Trying to put a dent in the creep spreader's Innovation right now. He's trying to add more barracks behind this and a Ghost Academy. So he does want to go Ghost behind this. He's got to get out of there. Queens, Vipers coming forward. A few more Hydras being added into the mix. She's kind of got to get rid of these Roaches. I'm not sure how. Maybe have a bunch of Roaches down here, get the fighting going in the north, and do a bit of a run by. Inno's going to move north right now. Scarlet says, hello. Blinding Cloud, 3 tanks abducted into that. More tanks being abducted to the low ground, so 6 tanks go down. Scarlet's lost next to nothing for 6 tanks so far. Now, there's another tank back there. Does get a shot off. Inno scans that. He can keep shelling on it. A few SCVs go down, and that sensor tower will fall as well. Where are the Vipers, though? I think they're fallen back. These tanks with a scan take out a couple Lurkers here. The Queens are getting gunned down as well. Ooh, Inno takes a nice little engage there. Pushes her back mostly. She's still got 1 Lurker behind the base that he's got to worry about. There's only 7 Lurkers right now, though. You've got to be very wary as Scarlet. Now, her 3-3's kicking in a moment. Oh, great parasitic bomb. He's trying to get out of there, but once again, what's his Bio doing this deep on creep? Innovation is having a really bad habit of just staying a bit too deep and straying and then staying too long in her territory. This Lurk is still killing SCVs over at the gold. Nicely done, being very annoying. She's going to go double Spire and melee upgrades. So that's going to prepare her for Broodlords, Ultralisks, Banelings, Zerglings, that sort of stuff. Abduct's going to come down here. 2 siege tanks fall. So great trades for Scarlet. She keeps respreading. She can spread some spines and spores across. That'd be good. The Lurker kills a couple of units, but not able to finish most of them. More Abducts coming forward. I mean, this is a lot of siege tanks on this map, so it's kind of slowly chipping away, but she's killed 12 siege tanks, make it 13 so far. She's only lost a few Lurkers and a ton of Roaches. Those Roaches are not important units. Like, she's happy to trade those out right now. And how many Abducts have we got? Oh, she's just short. She's just short on energy. Ow, ow, ow. So she does lose a bit of the Lurkers. She's going to go south. A bunch of Ravagers get overwhelmed. I think as the rest of the Roaches come down, though, she should be fine. And because of all those spores, Inno knows that he can't really transfer into the main with his drops. He's just trying to build tanks, Bio. He's got an accidental Reaper. He's starting Ghost production. He's going to try and get some snipes going. But, a couple Lurkers fall, but that's not too bad. She's got a Lurker in the top right as well. Oh my! I got 9 SCV kills up there. Does she try to get a Nidus in the main? At this point, that's what I'd be looking for. I mean, she's doing a good job. I'd also be looking to push through into this center area. You force so much defense to the top right, you know, change angle. And that's what she's going to do. She's got a bit more energy. She's going to come forward, maybe get up from this high ground area. Vipers out front. She's got to watch out for abducts. 1 EMP on those Vipers really takes down her ability to push forward here. Vipers pull back. She's going to look for the abducts on the ghosts. Oh, no, she grabs the siege tank. She gets 1 ghost up there. A few snipes go down though. A few lurkers and 2 Vipers do fall. And I think she can actually thrust. I think she can literally just shove her army, and she's got so much more. Innovation is way down on supply, and she realizes that tanks in the natural could do a lot, but they're kind of blocking that wall from raising. The Roach Hydra's going to get on top of it. The Lurker's trying to do what they can, as is the Marauder Marine. A Lurker up there killing a ton of SCVs, and Innovation's going to have to tap. A beautiful game 1 from Scarlett. Oh, right. A nice game 1 victory here. A very good start for her, though, and I do think a lot of drops that she cleaned up. Her opponent, I think he kind of gave her an easy path to the mid to late game. I don't think she's going to get a start that good. Great Ling run by, great handling of the Hellion drop. Nor is she going to be able to, within a mobile composition like Roach Hydra Lurker, clean up so many drops normally. So I wonder if that was a one-off Blackburn special, because if she tries to repeat this, I mean, this is another map with choke points with not that many bases. Is she going to try the same style? If she's massively expert and confident with it, sure, but I kind of like that as a one-off. I want her to go back to Ling Bane here. I think she's very good at that. This is Shopify Rebellion Scarlett. La Scarlettina. And in the top right, the Tyrian player, he is the machine. He is a literal robot whose name is, hilariously enough, Innovation. You know, he varies his builds a little bit, but when it comes to the level of consistency and optimization in his openings, whoo, this is a creature you should study, guys. Like, this is like, if you want to learn how to get super ripped, you look at the guy with the discipline and the perfect physique and shit. Well, if you want to get ripped in StarCraft and have the most consistent, perfectly optimized Terran builds, you look at this guy. Like, he is just so precision perfect. And you're going to notice, you look at his build, he'll do things like, I don't want to pull an SCV off minerals to build buildings. He'll be like, so like sometimes, depending on the build, he might be like, no, I just make sure my depot builds a few seconds earlier than other people do. That way, it's ready, so this SCV could build the factory, or this or that, depending on his build order. This looks like it's going to be a faster factory into maybe second gas this time around. But he'll just do little things. It'll be like 8 minutes in the game, and you'll see him pull a mule off so that it doesn't mine the extra 25 minerals off the base. And you're like, who still does this 8 minutes into the game? You've got other things to look at. You know, it's like, it's like just burnt into his brain, like these tiny little precise adjustments to make his build more clean and flexible. Right, super deep in the game. Factory, reactor goes down. Reaper's over here. It's looking for the Reaper tax. Doesn't really find anything just yet. Does waste a few hits on the hatchery. Nice pullbacks on the weak Zerglings for Scarlet. And no second gas, so we're going to see that third CC go down in just a moment. Yeah, exact same opening from last map here for Innovation. Scarlet does have the quick third up, and she's gone for that front triangular third again. This area is really bad to fight, but you can get creep out front, and that's a good area to fight. Big, wide open areas. This base as well, very bad to fight tanks there until you take the rocks down. So, and tanks there as well. So the good thing is this one, you don't actually need to take the rocks down, you just need to get creep out there. This base, it's a little harder to get creep out. Taking the rocks down takes a long time in this matchup. So you can really understand this base. That being said, I think even if you take this base, it's really nice to take this as your fourth. I think if you take this fourth, you're kind of forced to fight and control this whole area of the map, which it can work. But if you lose control of this area, it's like, well, if you lose that base, this base is a stone's throw away. Whereas I kind of like the expanding down both flanks of the map. The Zerg saying, well, I'm just going to be kind of, if you push in on one side, I can kind of move drones to the other side of the map, backstab you at the same time, and do some stuff with it. Now look at this, she's timing this out. Ling speed's about to finish. She gonna get a scout? Oh, she doesn't see the command center. Bit of a bummer that Ling speed wasn't done. She went in just a few seconds earlier than maybe she should have. Now creep is being spread there. One creep tumor, one Zergling's gone down so far. I like the Overlord sitting here, so you can spread creep there and then straight up. This is a little detail that Scarlet's very good at. She's going to make sure that creep hops straight to the high ground, and one tumor to the right, one through the middle, and one on the left. And obviously she can add more as time goes on, but she might want to save some energy for transfuse because she doesn't know if there's going to be Hellbats. And ooh, a misclick for innovation. Accidentally paths in the wrong direction, right past the queens. She says, you know what? I did a bunch of damage. I feel safe. Let's get a few more tumors down. She does not have a quick lair. This is a classic rule of one gas starve. She's been doing this since the early days of Legacy of the Void. Scarlet was one of the first players back in 2016 when everyone was struggling with Beyond's 2-on-1. And she was like, oh, I beat him like 12 out of 13 games in practice. You know, you just get 3 mineral lines, make a shitload of queens and zerglings, and then you're way ahead. You just fuck him up. Shut down the first wave. And she was the first one to really embrace this like mineral-focused concept. And oh my god, she's taking an insanely fast fourth at 5 minutes. Oh, she's exploding the economy. Double Evo, fourth base, still no lair. So she's going to go double upgrade and just swarming numbers of units. So he's absolutely going to get a bit of an upgrade lead here, but most importantly, he's going to be able to push potentially well before Baneling speed's done. The question is, does he swap over and build tanks to commit to an early push, or does he go straight into Widow Mines? The first Banshee's coming in, but it's the only Banshee. He didn't invest in Cloak. So Innovation wants to jump straight up to the Marine stage of the map. He is indeed going to build siege tanks there. His 1-1 upgrades are on the way. Scarlet's are as well, though. She's got 2 gases starting to mine on the third, 2 gases going up in the natural. She's staying on 5 gas, which tells us she wants to play mass Lingbane Queen, most likely going into Ultralisks pretty quickly from there. That queen doesn't do shit. She doesn't even bother getting an extra bunch of hits on it. She's like, I don't fear you. Now, she is only at 61 drones right now, 5 gas. And she's already making a lot of Zerglings. She actually, in my opinion, could drone a bit harder. And she is now building 5 drones. But she's building an abundance of units. So I think this is a point in the game where Scarlet would normally, old Scarlet, would play really greedy, get ahead. But then she might die to the push when it comes. And especially if we see another tank queue up in a moment. I mean, we're definitely going to see some sort of marine tank action. Just the creep spread so far out. She's already breaking these rocks down. I mean, this creep is all over the map. This is, and she can break these rocks, chase these Hellions off. She's got so many Zerglings, and that's going to allow her to do that. Does she have a lair yet? She does, but her Baneling Nest was crazy late. She still can't start Baneling speed until that finishes. So she's got to get Bane speed going. She's got a 5th base on the left. I do think, like I said, look, there's been no actual follow-up pressure. She could have fully droned this base and got away with it, and she missed the opportunity. Now, these creep tumors will get caught. She's going to respread on the right, though. She hasn't made Banelings yet. Why? She doesn't need to. However, if he morphs Hellbats, because his armory is almost finished, and he joins up Hellbats with Marines, you need Banelings for that. So she's still about a minute from Baneling speed. She's just going to shut down those Marines, respread creep using her queens on this left side. Hellions are there, so she's got to be a little wary of this. She's going to kill another Hellion and Reaper there and then just pull back. 1-1's almost finished for her. So Inno doesn't really get to push. He just takes a quick 4th command center. I think he feels that she's in a good position. He's still building tanks right now, but no second factory, so he's going to need to get that real quick. So keep your eyes here. Second factory now. Ah, he does it in the natural. I much prefer that, actually. It's much safer there. He's going to get a reactor on that and get Widow Mines out to deal with her swarming numbers. Now, she's actually gone Spire. So she did add the gas, but this is a very late Spire. And when you're going at this late, I don't really like heavy muters. If you're going to go muters, just a small squad, but I actually think I might even prefer Corruptors, a very old school style we don't see very much. Because your muters are so late in this game, you're never really going to harass with them. They're just there to kill medevacs and to kind of crush your opponent. So if you can force them to pick up, well, guess what? They can't. Corruptors are going to kill all the medevacs. You know, you're actually killing the expensive air units every fight. Scarlet's going up to over 90 workers. And we see no sign of an infestation pit in sight, and she's building muters. So here's a problem. This is a big problem for Scarlet in my mind. She has got momentum. She's got a good economy. But there is going to be a timing when 2-2's done. These 3 barracks. Okay, so what do we got? We got 30 seconds till the barracks are done. Tech labs need to build. He's gone double factory tech lab. I was going to say that if he can get out a few rounds of Widow Mines and 8 Marauders, there's going to be a point at max where she only has Mutiling Bane and he has like the best army for countering it. But Inno is playing effing weird right now, guys. I think he thinks he's going up against Lurker late game. And maybe he is going up against... Maybe she'll drop a Hydra Den with her Hive and start going Lurkers. Because the only reason you'd want to keep double tank production going is if you're worried about that. Hive goes down. an extra hatchery. No, she's playing Massling Bane Ultra. Tanks aren't bad against that as long as they're behind walls. But right now, dude, he's hitting supply blocks over and over again. He's not really producing army. Oh my god! She jumps on top and surrounds this army. The mutas need to focus down the tanks and the medevacs, I think. Oh, this might turn south. This might turn very south. She gets a little excited here. No! Oh, she does kill it. Okay, she kills the command center, which I think makes that okay. She gets 9 SCVs. She kills a bunch of Marines. Obviously, it's a better trade for innovation. He kills 5,000. She only kills 3.5. But she's got 97 workers, so that's okay for her. She doesn't mind that. She's remaking 27 Banes, tons of Zerglings. As long as she keeps respreading creep, she's already got very oppressive creep. As you know, when you see creep dipping into your friggin' third base, you're not happy with that. You are not happy at all. And he realizes it's going to go much longer. He's got to immediately rebuild the command center. Drilling claws, Widow Mines on the way. He's realizing this is a ton of Mutiling Bane at this point. Holy shit. I need Widow Mines out yesterday. He's got his army kind of spread. He's trying to get rid of some of this creep out here, trying to push it back. I'd like to see her break those rocks. Oh, a Mutas fly in there. Gets an SCV. Doesn't lose anything. Greater Spire is on the way. So she's going to go Broodlords. That's a very good choice. +3 Carapace is on the way. She doesn't have enough gas because of remaking all those Mutas and Banelings. She can't start Melee or Adrenal Glands. Adrenal goes down. She needs another 200 gas for the other one. 96 workers. She's got the ability to reproduce like crazy. I think for her, splitting her army up and getting ready to do run-bys is probably the best thing. So if Inno moves out, you can maybe smash through this wall and smash into this base on the left at the same time. But Inno realizes he's just got to batten down the hatches and withstand this hurricane for now. He's like, just survive the Mutiling Bane onslaught. The thing is, he's scanning the main. Does he see the Greater Spire? He does not see the Greater Spire. That's a problem for him. Now the question, because yeah, he's going to push. He realizes he can't wait too long because her Hive Tech's on the way. He's got to start trading now before she gets that Hive Tech, but that means he's going to be trading onto creep. She pulls back wisely, says, come forward, come out into my territory. Let me fuck you up, mate. The Muta's going to go into the main base and start maybe picking off some add-ons or something. We've got, of course, a turret there. She clicks on it. Oh, he doesn't react in time. Nice snipe on the turret. Now, he's got a big spready out here. Not that many Widow Mines anchoring it. She's thinking about engaging it. Her Mutas do take a bit of damage. She takes out a Marauder there with a good bit of focus fire. 3-3 is on the way as well as Adrenal Glands. The Greater Spire is done. She's building Corruptors now. Muta's going to come down there. She's just taking little trades wherever she can. Anything to wear him down. And she's also kind of purposefully losing the Mutas. She can squeeze a few more Corruptors out. Oh, Ling Bane rolls in. Sorry, guys, didn't catch it. She's going in sections to make sure there's no big targets for the Widow Mines. And there we go. Nice spready. She's going to get a really good trade here. This is great for Scarlett. She's happy to take these fights right now. Yeah, she's down 4,000 in the resources lost. The only real fear for her is that it's going to be impossible for her to secure that base or that base. That's just the way Oxide is. She's already taken all of her bases. Once she transfers and mines this base, like that is her last base that she gets. You get 6 bases on Oxide, you do not get more, and Terran is always more efficient, especially in this sort of situation. So there's a lot of pressure on this Broodlord timing to surprise and kill innovation. Now he needs Thors in high impact payload to deal with it, and he actually has +2 vehicle weapons, soon to be +3. So his Thors are going to be pretty damn good versus those Broodlords. The question is, how many does he have? Only 3 right now, and if they get caught and killed before the Broodlords are revealed, then he's kind of screwed. Now, he sees a Corruptor. He sees some Corruptors and Broodlords morphing. The Mutas are being very annoying for Scarlett. She's doing damage in the back. She's trying to get these out, but uh-oh, he's kind of pinning her back a little bit. The Marauders are putting a timer on it. Okay, he's pulling back, actually. He's pulling back with maybe half of his army. He's trying to be spread out so it's layered so it can't get jumped on. What's he building? Marauders right now. He's maxed, so I think he's going to start Viking Thor and Marine production as the focus as these Broodlords go out, but it's not one big wave of Broodlords. So I think Scarlett here is not really finding the big, sudden, massive Broodlords that she'd kind of like here. The Broodlords are doing okay. Oh, a huge Widow Mine on the bottom side of that fight. Got a massive hit on the Ling Bane, and she's kind of engaging just into this with her Ling Bane, not really letting the Broodlords do their work. Oh, is this actually good enough for Scarlett? I mean, she's still got a big economy. He gets rid of the Broodlords here. He just is maybe just overwhelming. She's got 110 Zerglings in production. Oh, okay. All right, that's fucking insane. All right, that's actually ridiculous. And she's got, not many Corruptors to kill the Medivacs, though. If she had just a few more Corruptors, especially, or if she targets these red hit point ones, target the red. She's going to get at least one more. She's going to get on that base. Oh, the Ling Bane gets on top of that Marine Bio as it drops there. The Corruptors are doing a lot of damage to these Medivacs. At least some of the SCVs will fall here. The Widow Mines are walking in. Some of them manage to burrow. Dude, I think this is a very good trade for Scarlet, and it should seal the deal. Has got a base on the far right, but Broodlords are now cracking through. Banelings are going to roll in as well. They're like, hey, where are the SCVs at? This command center on the right is a planetary. Lings go over there, and she goes, shit, it's already a planetary. So I think she'll pull her Broodlords over and take that one out. She doesn't have Overseers with her army. There we go. Move the Overseers up. Scarlet. She's trying to take that base out. Now, he might try and flank in on those Broodlords. Oh, a nice Widow Mine hit there. She sends an Overseer back, cleans that up, and that means that these Widow Mines are going to go down. They're just going to fire on the Broodlings, not really getting the most effective shots. Oh, Broodlords are so good versus Widow Mines, and they really just take that down. Scarlet takes the 2-0 lead. Holy shit. Dominating. Oh, right, all right. She only needs one more, and she's got 3 chances to get it. In the top left, she's had some dominating, controlling starts so far, showing, I think, an expert knowledge of how to handle the 3cc openings. This is Scarlet. And her opponent in the bottom right, it's not working out. Does he try to change it up? Because that last game was like even greedier than the previous one, and it didn't work out. She just countered him with a 5-minute 4th base, covered the map in creep, and said, get out. He's got to change it up now. Let's see what he's got. This is Inno. Hellbat timing. Often in this scenario, a player kind of goes, shit, man, this Zerg's too greedy. How do I punish them? A lot of Terran's brains go to Hellbat timing. There are, of course, many options. Lightshade is a map where you will see some people do a 3-racks tank push. Basically, it's essentially almost like a 2-base all-in. Now, Scarlet, I think, anticipating a proxy rack. She's like, well, he's losing. He's going to proxy racks me. Let's go pull first to be safe first. Now, she's not really hunting for the proxy racks. So that's interesting. He's scouted with SCV game 2, but not game 1. So she's banking up lava here. I think she's going to do 4 or maybe even a full 6 Zerglings. There's no gas, so it's going to be 6 Zerglings. So she's going to do 6 Zerglings, run around, and let's see what he does with this SCV. Because if it just goes to build the command center, she's going to be very happy. It does go across the map. So if she caught him not SCV scouting, he'd be in huge trouble. Because he would not know to leave his Reaper at home. His Reaper would go across the map, go, hey, why is your hatchery so late? Oh, shit, 6 Lings on the natural, and it would be massively delayed. He would need to pull a ton of SCVs down. Micro is Marine. It would just be a great start for her, because it's not that expensive, you know? Now, she does split the Lings up to be a bit sneaky. Does he take the bait? Some players will go, oh, it's only 2 Lings, and they'll send the Reaper out, and they'll hunt down those Zerglings while the other ones make their way across the map. But, oh no! Oh, wait. He changes paths. Oh, I thought he was going to run into the 4 Lings almost accidentally there. He does pull back, though. He does pull back wisely, and her Overlord sees it, so she'll just wait. She'll just say, okay. Fair enough. Second and third Queen on the way. She's put on gas now. She's droning on up. And, of course, is just going to sit very carefully at home. This Reaper's trying to look for those Zerglings. And, I mean, hanging out there is kind of cool because it's out of the Overlord vision. So they can't actually tell if you've left or not, and the Zerg might try to run on in. She's going to go for it now. And guess what, guys? There's only one Marine. I would not mind her. Yeah, she could go for the reactor, actually. But because it's almost finished now, it's not really a weak point. Zergling does run in. She doesn't want to risk the others just yet, I guess. She's going to think about it. Reaper's here, looking to deny the 3rd base. She's going to take that 3rd at the front, though. I don't think the Reaper will block it in time. Nuh-uh. So off of this... Thanks, Dirt. That's like, the score! Thank you, Dirt. We had the scoreboard, of course, the wrong way around. Scarlet is up 2-0 in this series. That's a quicker start. Okay. All right, so Innovation's answer is he's going to do the 8 Marine drop plus Hellion run by. So notice he's only building Hellions 1 at a time, but 3 Hellions is still enough to one-shot. Especially because, is his Reaper still alive? Yeah, his Reaper is actually, well, not for long. Citizen's arrest. Reaper does go down. He's going to go around with a Marine drop, picking off Overlords, maybe go for the main mineral line, and then the Hellions can dart into the natural and look for a roasty toast. Now, Scarlet there, she's got 10 Zerglings on the way, which is pretty early. Maybe looking for some more Ling Run by action. That drop's going to make its way out, looking for the Overlords, of course, because those are the easiest pickoffs. And this is a very flexible pressure. Now, this does tip Scarlet off about what's coming. She's going to only be at 38 drones versus 34 SCVs right now, and he could get a command center at any moment. He's going to go Cloak Banshee behind this. She's going to build a Spine Crawler, which I think is totally unnecessary in this scenario. I think more Zerglings is all you really need, and she's already got a lot of Zerglings. 15 out, another 10 on the way. That's more than enough, but your Lings need to go deal with a Marine drop. Oh, so I think this is a bit of a problem, is her Queens should have probably split up by now. She's going to leave one Queen and a few Lings down there. She's going to bring the rest up into the main. She can't fight that yet. Those Lings need to pull back. But the Queen's here, and with the Queens targeting the Medevac, you've got to pick up and leave as Inno. Now, the Hellions have swapped over to the Reactor, so those two come in. They're very heavily damaged. Looks like he caught a small Zergling run by there that I didn't even notice. And she got 4 SCVs. I am blind. 8 Zerglings for 4 SCVs. Not a bad trade. Surrounding the Hellions, not a bad trade. Now, the Marine drop comes in, but as long as it's not actually killing a lot of drones, this is fine for Scarlet. And yeah, you can drop there, but you're going to be taking damage from that Queen. Those Marines will not kill you very quickly. Yeah, you got to leave. This is a really good hold so far for Scarlet. She's taken very little damage. Now, keep in mind, she cut a lot of workers to do this, so she's only at 54 drones right now. She doesn't have that super quick fourth. It's been delayed about 35, 40 seconds this game from the previous one. He's got 1-1 started. His 3rd command center's finished. You look at just the macro metrics, Inno's doing quite well. He's still got the Banshees that'll come out next. He can follow this up with a little bit of pressure. Thing is, it's a little bit of pressure. It is just 2 Banshees. She's got her lair almost done. She does have the creep spreading out. She's got a bit of time here to explode. So I do still look at this and say, well, Scarlet, as long as she spreads creep and doesn't take massive damage from the Banshees, she will take the lead here, right? Because there's no Hellions on the map anymore. You just got a couple of Marines and a Medevac. It's a little while until any more Medevacs join that, until Combat Shields joins the fray. Now, Banshees do come in here. And if she loses some Queens, it could be a bit of a bummer. Oh, 1 Queen going down. She's going to transfuse. Transfuse. Does get a transfuse down. There's no Spore in between the bases. Overseers are morphing. Losing a Queen is not too bad. Queen and a drone, that's totally fine. She's at 66 workers. She's got melee on the way. No Carapace started just yet. She's a little low on gas. 6th gas goes down. 75 workers for her. A lot of Marines coming out. She doesn't have many Zerglings yet. And remember, Carapace is important, but Baneling speed, equally important. She's building an extra Spore in each base? Oh, that's unnecessary. I mean, I think she's overestimating the Banshees here. She doesn't want to let them do anything else this game. But she's being so greedy. 79 drones, 5 more on the way. Inno needs to get these Marines being active yesterday. He can't let her get away with this. If she gets away with this amount of droning, I mean, he's going to be drowning in a sea of Zerg. He's just going to be dealing with too much. He's still got a little bit of time. He's moving out now. She's a little supply blocked. Where's her... So her Bane speed is at 27 seconds. It's a while till that's done. He's got tanks, and this is a great angle. There's no creep up here. Okay, she hasn't made Banelings yet. She's into Zergling production now, but she's at 88 workers. She has been disgustingly greedy, and she's making 21 Banes, which is not the right call. That's a really bad mistake from Scarlet right now. He's going to see that and just be... He's going to be like, oh, cool, I can just push in here. She needs most of these in Zergling form. The Queen's... Oh, she's taking some big tank shots. Pull back, pull back. She needs Bane speed. She's only building 16 Zerglings right now. Where is her lava? Where is her production? Did she pull every... I think she missed some injects while defending the Banshees. She has not injected every single hatchery. I mean, she started to now, but she's losing Queens. She's been so greedy. Going to almost 90 workers versus a 3-base Terran who is on 63 SCVs. And this position is brutal to deal with. Inno's going to rally across the map. He's going to put a siege tank there. You know, come on, you know you want to put the tank there. Is he not? He's going to push right on the hatch. He's going to force the fight, but Bane speed's finished. 1-1 is about to finish. Carapace still 20 seconds away. She's going to think about going for it. A massive Ling flank, but the Queens are blocking the Banelings on the left. Even though the tanks friendly fire the Marines, the Banelings and the Zerglings come in disjointed. That is not the engagement that Scarlet wanted. No, 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 no. You need to leave a gap in the lines. That's the classic the pikemen run forward, but then they need to quickly stack up and let the cavalry charge in between their ranks. And that cavalry, in that case, the banelings, ended up just going, guys, we can't get past the pikes. We can't get past the pikes. And the pikes were fucking just standing there blocking things up. The flank of light cavalry came in from the back, and they just got fought on their own. And it was a piecemeal engagement there, where Innovation, by the way, just handled that fantastically, and he punished her in that narrow window he had to before she just absolutely swamped him. All right, she's got one more chance to finish this off. A little bit overly greedy. Six spore crawlers, 88 drones versus a 3-base Terran. All right, she got a bit out of control that game, but she's still got 2 more tries to finish it off. This is Scarlet. Down here in the bottom right-hand side in the blue, this is Winnovation. And the cheeky bugger says, you know what? You went pool first last game. I wasn't going for a proxy racks. You're not going to do it again. It didn't work out that well for you, did it? I think it worked out fine, but double 14 racks is incredibly committed. Look at how many SCVs he's cut. First barrack starts so early. Second barrack starts at the time where some people start their first barracks, or, well, a couple seconds later, but only a couple of seconds. Her Overlord will see exactly what's going on. And that's going to be, yeah, kind of interesting to see how this one stitches together, because she's already up on 18 supply. You know what? She sees it. Okay, she sees it, pulls back. He does not know she's seen it. She's going to pull 4 drones immediately. Now, she doesn't even have a spawning pool down yet. She's got to get that started. There we go. A minute 12. That's a very well-timed spawning pool. Now, I think she can get in here and try to delay, but there's only, what, 15 seconds of build time. It's unlikely that she can actually stop the barracks, but if she can at least kill the SCVs, it really weakens the bunkers. Let's see what she can do. Will this be worth it? Ooh, good hits, good hits, good hits. But hot swap for Innovation. He swaps the other SCV onto building it. The other SCV comes back and, oh, he wriggles to the side where only 2 drones can hit it. Can she finish it? She does manage to finish that drone, but they're finished, so she should absolutely just go back. She's going to try and hunt this Marine a little bit, but he's just going to run away and wait for his cousins to show up. She should not be chasing those Marines, because look, he's just going to wriggle away. There's no way she gets us around here. And now look at that. He fights in the choke point. Another Marine comes out. She tries to turn, but she loses 2 drones for it. Yeah, 2 drones go down. Chunks of meat go flying, flipping, flopping everywhere. She's got 2 queens and 6lings, but no spine crawler, because she sacrificed a lot of mining time for this. And now he needs more damage. He's very committed. He's got a gas. He can build a factory in a little while, but he's got to do a bit more first. He needs to kill a few more drones. So he's forced her to pull that bunker. Only about 18 seconds from finishing. She's got to kill that bunker. She's going to go for the SCV to start out. There's still 4 Marines. They want to pick off some of these units. That SCV thinking about building. It's a lot of drones and Zerglings. She's looking for the surround here, but he goes north. Oh, he jukes her to the north. She only surrounds 1. Oh, no, 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 no. She's losing too many drones. Oh, those are some slippery Marines. They had a fucking grease bath before this one. Grease me up. Oh shit, I'm going in. And they do actually take down 5 drones. I mean, it all goes down at the end. 7 workers in total. She does get to shut it down pretty quickly. If she can just kill these Marines and stop the reinforce, it's good. But 2 more coming. 4 Marines can handle 6 Zerglings with the right micro. And Inno loses 1 of them. Okay, most of the Zerglings survive, so they can regenerate. They're going to go across the map, lure him away. Scarlet is re-droning frantically. She's got to rebuild that economy right now. If she can get a creep tumor down, that would be really helpful. Yeah, she's going to do that, try and spread that creep forward. There's a factory already building a reactor and a command center started, though. So Innovation here, way ahead on the tech. It's going to start the economy. Obviously, she can get a worker advantage. The thing is, she hasn't started mining gas. Once Hellions off the reactor are coming in 2, 4 at a time, she's in big trouble. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. 2 barracks, because he's got 2 barracks, factory, starport. It feels like Scarlet's a little behind. She's got a 3rd queen on the way. She needs to get injecting both hatcheries. She's going to start 1 gas now. She's obviously just trying to drone up those 2 bases as quickly as possible. So, I mean, she's got a lot of workers on minerals, which is the important thing to rebuild. But no 3rd hatchery started just yet. Gas is only just about to start mining. And, can she catch back up? Oh, Inno's actually being sneaky. He's looking for overlords with a barracks in the middle of the map. Oh, he's going to get a creep tumor there. Oh! Does he get it? Yep. Nicely done. So the Marine's just creating a little bit of extra threat. Hellions coming over as well. So she wants to take the front third, and he wants to try to deny that with the Marines and Hellions, I think. He's got a medevac on the way as well, so we can rotate into a Hellion drop into the main base. Lots of dead space to work with there. Hellion's already going around the edge, looking to deny this creep spread to clear open that path. Second gas is now on the way. A fusion core! Whoa! Innovation says it's battlecruiser surprise time, you dick. And Scarlett's not going to be expecting that. Not without Innovations played this series. I mean, that looks like a full mech build. This looks like the sort of switch that Maru made in his play against Raynor, as well. He's like, let's start playing mech. Let's do some battle cruisers. Now, it could be BC into bio. It doesn't have to be that. We've already got a 4 Hellion drop lining up, though. No link speed even started. There are 4 queens and 7 slow zerglings. This could get shut down and do nothing, or it could kill 20 drones. I mean, this Hellion drop is everything. She sees it. She sees it. She's got more lings on the way. She's got queens. Her link speed's just started, though. Those queens are not in position. Evo chamber wall. Nicely done. The Hellions are in. 2 workers go down. Make it 5. Make it more. Oh, God. 8 workers. The medevac's almost gone, though. Medevac goes down. Slow Zerglings doing what they can do. Make it 9. And those Hellions aren't done just yet. Oh, okay. Slow Zerglings, the natural predator of the Hellion. They do their job quite well. Now, wait, he's going to get more? Oh, he gets 10. 10 workers in total, and she was already on a rather small economy. I think that's acceptable, to be honest, because she kills the she killed the medevac. She killed all the Hellions. It could have been worse, but she loses mining time. It's a big distraction. Keeps her busy. She's still on this. Oh, I got to catch up. I got to re-drone. It's a fucking awkward situation. Losing, how many? 17 workers? 18 workers so far this game. It's a lot of damage. And we've got that quick battle cruiser before third command center. So it's all about the layers of aggression here. He's going to add more Hellions, because the idea there is if you can get 5 Hellions doing a run by as the battle cruiser jumps in, that's going to be even harder for her to deal with. Now, because he's got 2 barracks, it looks like he's going to go bio. He's building add-ons. He's building e-bays. Be thinking about the gases there as well. Scarlett's back up to 46 workers versus 39 SCVs. Still not a great worker position to be in, but remember that his third's very late. So it'll take a little bit longer before that's down. If she could get a full oversaturated 3 mineral lines and get a 4th base started, that would be good for her. But she's only got 7 queens. And battle cruiser in the main base. She's a little slow to react. I don't think she realized till it started shooting there. He's going to go for the heavy energy queen, get it out of there. Well microed by Scarlett. Battle cruiser already suffering 200 hit points. Hellions dive. She does a spore trick to save him. Oh, actually, that wasn't even to save him. That's just to defend the BC, isn't it? Battlecruiser is going to chip away at the edges. Look for a deny on the spore. Maybe a couple of drones here or there. So far, so good for Scarlett. Building a 9th queen. A few more drones and zerglings. She's got a roach warren to help deal with the Hellions. Now, she's expecting mech play off the back of this. She needs to make an overseer and actually check. She's got a lair. If she doesn't confirm what she's up against, she's in trouble. And as I say it, she morphs an overseer, cues it through the production. Great awareness by Scarlett. Yeah, she's going Infestation Pit and Roach Warren. She's really thinking this is going to be a mech follow-up for Innovation. I don't think she'd be going for this tech. I think we'd see double Evo Bane Nest otherwise, 100%. Now, Hellions in the north. 4 queens are there. Zerglings aren't too far away. Hellions are going to need to back off. That creep spread is incredible. God, that puts so much pressure on you as a Terran. She's so fucking annoying with that. Now, she sees the bio play. So she cancels the infestation, makes a second Evo, makes 14 more drones. Does she get a Baneling Nest? Surely. You're not going to play Roach Hydra Lurker. Not on Romanticide. It's horrendous on this map. You could do it. Dark's done it. Don't get me wrong. The reason you don't want to do Roach Hydra Lurker, though, is there's too much dead space. Innovation can just drop you all day. You're going to need 120 Spore Crawlers to zone out drops on this map. She's able to do it on Blackburn because the edges of the map are up against the ground. On this map, they aren't. Look at all this dead space that drops can fly right into your main base. Where are you going to build the spores? You've got to build like dozens to cover the edges. Now, she's going for it. She's going 1-1. She's going Infestation Pit for Hive, Burrow. These are a lot of things that are going to put her in a mode of play that if Inno has a cleaner game than he did on that Blackburn game 1, I have very little faith in it working on Romanticide. That being said, obviously, this is a worse start for Scarlett. This is not that crazy good start. She's only on 70 workers. Ooh, she gets 2 medevacs. No way. Oh, Inno. Oh my god, how often do you see medevacs get ambushed by queens? A little bit of a sloppy rotate from the center of the map there. Now, she's got to respread some creep in the middle as well. She's got Roach Ravager, but she's hidden it for now. If she can get Biles on tanks, I mean, she wouldn't mind him pushing at all. She's on a low work account, so she kind of needs a good fight to make all this army commitment worth it. She's got a fair number of Zerglings running in right now. Ooh, Battlecruiser comes back. Hold positioning out of spore range, doing a good job. The Queens go to deal with it. The Roach Ravager's out of position. This base is going to go down. Lings run in, but they're not going to get much. Only 2 SCVs. That base gets cancelled. Battlecruiser gets a bunch of drones. The Queens are finally here, but they don't transfuse the Extractor, so that's effectively another drone kill. Battlecruiser needs to get out of dodge. Roach Ravager trying to chase down Inno. Inno just wisely pulls back. Inno! No losing it. Oh, come on, mate. Mate! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god, he's gonna lose it! Oh! That was so lazy from Innovation with his battlecruiser. I think he honestly just forgot he had it because he's not used to having a battlecruiser with a mech, with a bio build. But he gets it out just barely. Disaster is just narrowly avoided with a 4 hit point battlecruiser. And now she's going fungal, mass roach ravager. She's going tunneling claws. She's going for fancy things. This is very dark-esque play. No offense to Scarlet, she's one of my personal heroes, but she is not the level of, well, no, but nobody's level of dark. Well, that was fucking cool. I'll pay that. That was fucking cool. Intercepted the battlecruiser flying over creep, takes it down. She says, at least that's done. But the crazy scrappy kind of tunneling claws stuff, I mean, I totally see Dark bringing it back in the scenario. You see what I'm talking about with the spores? She's trying to build so many spores to cover it. Now, she will get those up. She's got a few spores. It'll make it harder for him to drop. She's building infestors, which are very good if they clump their bio for slowing in advance. So she wants to break the rocks down, break those, and really get forward on the map and start shutting down his drops and engaging his army. He's going 4th command center. His 2nd factory for double tank production's going. His 2-2's almost done, so he's solidly ahead on those upgrades. And he's still just multi-pronging here. A few roaches in the north, going to be outnumbered, outgunned. And drop in the south as well. She gets caught just a little out of position. A couple of workers go down. Ooh, not a bad fungal. Fungal stops them from picking up. So gets a few of those marines. The Roach Ravager barely defends up here, but she's only left 3 roaches, so you can go back in on that base. And, I mean, losing a few roaches is not the end of the world. She's going to make a Nidus Worm, a Hydroden, a Hive. She wants to go up to Lurkers now. Infestors, oh, they'd be really good if they were landing fungal on this, but you've got to catch them as they move out. You can't let them pre-siege, because once they're preset up, pre-sieged, you're in trouble. Now, those tanks are very exposed, so she might wait for him to siege and then run in and bile them, but the drops are keeping her distracted. The drops are keeping her very distracted. She's going to drop the biles now. 2 tanks do go down, a fungal on some of them. Some very nice fungals. 4 siege tanks fall. She's got to pull back, though. She's got to pull back. She's out of fungal. She's out of fungal. Oh, as I say, no, she's not. No, she's not. Clumping your marines into infestors, a dangerous thing at best of times, and Inno does get punished there. Something I've realized in recent years is Terrans play so little against infestors that it's not that they don't respect them, it's that they literally don't understand what the unit does. Like, a lot of Terran players, even the top ones, they look at an infestor and they go, yeah, I'll clump my marines into that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, they have 0 respect for the infestor, but their macro is so good, does it even matter? Because these roaches and ravagers are nowhere near the supply density of those marines. Scarlet, her army is massively outgunned by those marines, especially as 3-3 starts to come in. Oh, these marines are being so annoying. The Roach Ravager should deal with it. Finally saying, get out of here. Her Lurkaden's on the way. I think she probably wants to keep the infestors as more of a backup spellcaster at this point, and get Vipers out. Because the tank count's going to grow, and I think Vipers will become more important, especially if she can lower that marine count. Now, 3 more barracks are on the way for Inno. He's on 4 bases. He could absolutely use a few more command centers, that's for sure. She's going to go for a little roach run by here. Now, she's queued that wrong. You need to go Q, 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 because otherwise, you'll notice they path wrong because of the wall off. So they do get a bit confused there. She's trying to harass with these Ravagers, which is cute, but it's not really finding the mark. And she's like, what the fuck? Oh, you idiots. So you gotta go Q, Q, Q. You gotta in small steps so that their attack move command is given when they're in vision of the depot, so they auto-attack it. Just a little tidbit. If you know where they're gonna wall off ahead of time, just go, ship, move him in, Scarlet. She's given him a lot of time to respond. He's moved a few Marines, Marauder, and a tank there. So that's not gonna find anything anymore. She's still trying to just bile Marines to be annoying here. Oh, another Marine drop. Gosh, this is what I'm talking about. Romancide has so much space on the edges. So hard to zone out the edges of the maps. Now, her Roach Ravager will go forward. She's going to hit the sensor tower and try to trade this down, but She's taking damage. Now that drop will get cleaned up there. She finally takes the tank out with the Ravager attacks and a couple biles. So at least she does force some more units down there, kills some stuff. That Spore Crawler will fall there eventually. Nidus in the main base. Does she have Lurkers though? I don't think she does. She's throwing it up, but this is kind of her trump card and she's wasting it. Oh, she's going to need to throw a defensive fungal. Yeah, she uses one to zone out. Roaches and Hydras will pop in the main. I mean, this should pull Innovation home. It's just a bummer because she got 5 or 6 Lurkers in here. This could be game. This could be Gigi. Ravages are up on the high ground. That's a lot more Marine tank than there is Ravages, though. She gets 1 Siege tank. Fungal? Fungal needs to land. Oh my god, she just doesn't have any damage in here. There's no Lurkers. There's no Lurkers. Her Queens are going to try to hold, but the spines just disappear. Back in the main base, she's got to evacuate that main and bring those Roaches back to defend this base. This base goes down, she's in trouble. That base has been abandoned. Her drones are not really mining right now. They're all kind of AFK all over the shop. And Innovation is gaining control. She needs that Lurker count to grow, and she needs it to grow right now. Her Lurker upgrades are kicking in. She's already got range. She's about to get the movement on him. Okay, a couple of abducts to kind of just remove his control. Nicely done. She can respread some creep and get a bit of control. But as I said, Innovation's going to have a lot more freedom with his drops around this map. As long as he keeps multi-pronging and pinning her back, he can play this like a TVT, where it's a positional war. You grab a position and you set up your defenses in it. Oh no, her Vipers! Okay, she barely gets him out of there, but check it out. That's just a distraction. Another big push in the south. She's still got great creep spread, which is really allowing her to piece together this defense. It's meaning, I mean, she's got a big mineral bank. She doesn't have a big gas bank. Oh, she doesn't have much Viper energy. Is it going to be enough? That's a great arc on her units there. Blinding Cloud went down on the bio as well. She's going to take these tanks out. This is a very good fight for Scarlett. But at the same time, she didn't split her units. That little section of Marines in the north do end up taking down this extractor, and they should get that base. Yeah, he target fires it now. And there we go. Oh, Fungal. Does lose the drop at least. That's good. That's what Fungal's really good for. I find as you swap out and Infestors are no longer your priority spellcaster, the Infestors are really good just to help catch drops. You have them with some Roaches, some Hydras, and you run around, and drops like this, when they run on creep, you just Fungal them, kill them with Roach Hydra. And it allows you to shut down their mobility a little bit. So I want to see her split those Infestors off with little squads of defense on the edges of the map. Focus on just Lurker, Viper, solid army in the middle. And that's really the structure which you see Dark often uses, and a lot of other players that play this style use that to kind of control the mobility of the Terran, which is otherwise such a big problem. Now that's a lot of Lurkers, that is. Blinding Cloud goes down. Much would have preferred abducts there. Come on. There we go. She's going to abduct 2 of them. There's still 1 tank in the back, which is going to cause her trouble. Oh no, this angle ain't good. I mean, the Hentacles should hold on for her. Unfortunately, all her Roach Hydra is stuck behind. The Vipers do abduct another tank, but there's still another tank there. 2 tanks indeed, just firing. She gets another abduct, but she's out of energy now. Finally, that drop in the bottom gets cleaned up. Not the cleanest trades for Scarlett, but will it be enough? Maybe. This tank has killed 3 Lurkers. She's finally going to kill it just by burrowing her Lurkers in range of it. Planetary taking a lot of damage. She's overcommitted. Oh no, she's going to lose all of her Lurkers. She stayed here way too long. She just got pig-headed with this. She got a bit pig-headed. She overstayed her welcome. She gave him way too much time to bring all of his resources to bear on one area of the map. She didn't have any support. There was no spellcasters left, and they were already overexposed in the open, flanked, surrounded, and fighting a planetary as well. So a big mistake for Scarlett. That last fight, she just lost so many units. Oh my god, about 9,000 resources of Lurkers. So this is really bad for Scarlett now. She needs a moment to get her Lurkers back up. Ino knows this, so he's like, I'll just fucking fight you right now. Let's go. Now the Lurkers are here, they burrow, so he's got to pull back from that. I think a good hold for Scarlett. She lost some Ravagers, some Hydras. She kills a few Medevacs and so on. She's going to lose this northern base, which sucks for her. But at least she does push Ino back temporarily. She should get that tank as well. Well done there by Scarlett. She's going to try and hunt down this army, but she's low on spellcasters. She's got 2 Vipers, and they're desperately trying to get energy off her extractor. She's losing a lot of units. She just lost a bunch of Lurkers trying to chase that down. Oh no. Oh, she's trying to kind of sloppily A-move this when she needs to just knuckle down and really focus on being very careful with how she engages it. And look at that. Ino's not letting up. Ino sees that she's making mistakes, so he's just like, I don't know if this is the best way to attack, but I can see that you're panicking. I'm going to go for it. And that's exactly the right way to do it. Why? He's got a 5th. He's got a 6th. He's taken 2 bases. He's just going to dive past the spores, unload in the main. And even though some of these trades are sloppy, he's getting bigger and stronger than Scarlett through the midst of it. He's like, where do I, oh, fuck me, Jesus. He's going to lose pretty much everything there in those drops. She kills her own spore crawler. You can tell she's panicking a little bit here, as you would be. I've told you guys from earlier, trying to play this style up against Bio on this map is an effing nightmare. There's a reason she's panicking. It's because she doesn't feel confident playing this composition in this situation on this map. It's so damned hard to actually zone out the drops and control the space. And Ino's doing a really good job of rotating around. If he could clear this creep in the south, it would really push back her vision, because that creep, I really feel, is the one thing keeping her alive. One Viper goes down. She's got to get more energy on those Vipers. And I mean, I like that she's looking to push, but I think at this point, maybe... Oh, I was going to say single Lurker harass would be good, but he's got tanks on all of his planetaries. Dude, so he's so well prepared right now to deal with all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, I mean, she's got to just rebuild the economy. She's got to slow it down a little bit, I guess. If she had some abducts to grab these medevacs, that would be fantastic. Oh, pull back. Uh-oh. Fighting away from the Lurkers, she just is always going to be too inefficient in those scenarios. He scans, gets rid of 1 or 2 of the tumors, and this is keeping her distracted and occupied, and big army in the top's going to come through. That Lurker's going to go down real quick. He just takes it down, doesn't get time to move back in before it goes down, and this base is falling. That's another double base snipe. Oh man, because now he just gets the top one. He pulls back. She kind of feels like she's got to fight. Her Vipers don't have much energy. One's full on energy, so she's got a few abducts. But yeah, she can't get there in time. She can't get there. She's going to try desperately to defend it. I don't know if she's going to be able to. And at the same time, he pounces in the south. We'll go check in on that in a moment. She loses her Viper there. She's going to clear the tanks, but at the same time, she loses the south. She barely hangs onto a base in the north after losing 1 and a bunch of economy, but then she gets savaged in the south side of the map. Oh, damn. Innovation is just all over it right now. And we do see that smothering effect of just multi-pronged bio and romanticide. The Lurker Viper looks like the better composition in a one-directional fight. You get a bit of movement going, and the weakness of the Lurker Viper, the weakness of it is exposed. The Vipers take a long time to refill their energy. The Lurkers need to burrow, unburrow. They need to reposition. It's like playing against siege tanks. You don't attack into them, you attack around them. You force them to move to defend, and whenever they move to defend, you intercept, and that's when you engage siege tanks. It's the same thing with Lurkers, and I think we're seeing Terran players really realize now in 2021 that you just play it like it's a TVT. You just bio tank, multi-prong, go around, use the positioning. Scarlett with a great punchback actually gets that planetary. A lovely Lurker in the north as well. She's got to shift click the SCVs though, which she hasn't done yet, so she's only going to get a couple of them. There we go, she shift clicked them there. So she does target a few extra SCVs down, but her economy is just toast. 51 drones, she's bled out here. She's got a full base and an almost full base, and that's about it. She's trying to rebuild her army because she knows that she'll just die if she doesn't replenish. But what do you got? 20 Hydras, 10 Lurkers, 2 Vipers. That cannot cover all the different angles here. Can it even beat Innovation in a front-on fight? Well, it looks like Inno might try and surround this. He's going to try and engage it. Good fight for Scarlett. She takes that out, but he just runs past. His other army on the south side runs past. He might even try to just... Yeah, he's just going to dive 2 sides at once. He forces her to split her army. It loses power when there's not as much support for these units. She burrows the Lurkers, but the hatch is already done. He withdraws. This army is trying to burrow mid-combat. He says, well, guess what? I'll pick off your Lurkers as you're burrowing. He's going to take down a ton of the Hydras as well. She might hold on. But no, he cracks through the Lurker line. She tries to hunt that army down, and what happens? He forces her to move to him, and then he turns around and shuts it down. That's exactly how you play against Lurkers. You have to move and around the map, and as the Lurkers try to keep up pace with you, that's where you get these little engages, these skirmishes. You go, bam, there go 3 Lurkers. Bam, there go 3 Lurkers. Bam, there goes a bunch of your Hydras kind of chasing a bit too far out of Lurker range. And that's a very good understanding of the positional war that's involved here. Picking Scarlett apart, he's going to tie up the series. Scarlett's one last army is running around. It's a headless Zergling at this point, running around the yard after you've decapitated it, and it's just waiting for a little bit for the muscles to realize that the nerve endings and everything else have been cut off. Things have been over for a little bit for Scarlet, but Innovation's about to finish it. Abducting a tank or two. Parasitic Bomb goes out on the medevacs. She's going to dive the 1-3 Zerglings trying to tank and drag fire. Innovation a bit too strong there in the Battlecruiser. I really think the Battlecruiser tricked her into thinking it was mech, and that's why she went down that line and she felt she was too committed and had to stick with that strategic line rather than go back to Baneling. So the Battlecruiser there actually, I think, was integral in putting Scarlet in that position. Well played. All right, it all comes down to this. On the bottom of the ocean floor, we'll see who ends up swimming with the fishies for the rest of eternity. It's 2,000 atmospheres and representing Shopify Rebellion in the bottom left. This is Scarlet. Her opponent representing Kaisi Gaming, I believe. In the top right in the blue, it's Innovation. Jamie, look that one up. Is he still representing Kaisi Gaming? Is he on the Freaks now? Who's Innovation playing for? We'll hopefully get someone Googling that in a moment. We'll see. For now, it looks like this is going to be Hatch first, up against a more standard opening for Inno. Is it a return to the start of the series? I mean, he's played Bio every game. So I want to see Ling Bane from Scarlet. The bases get very spread out on this map, but there's some decent choke points. Like, as long as Terran keeps these rocks up, this base is quite easy to defend. It's a bit of a choke point. Same here, bit of a choke point. And over here as well. SCV moving across the map right now. So it is going to be scouting. Doesn't want to get caught by that 6 Ling run by that she attempted in game 3. And this looks pretty stock standard, but it's Innovation. It's game 5. What's the bet he just goes 3cc? What's the bet? He's just like, yeah, I'm just going to play 3cc, but, you know, better than I did in the first couple games. Well, we'll know in a moment. Reaper going across the map as he spotted the hatch first. He knows he's good to do that. And you'll notice, yeah, he always likes to use that SCV that built the depot to build the factory. No second guess. And you know what that means, guys. We're going to see a third command center nice and quick. Nice and quick. The Zergling's there trying to engage the Reaper. Reaper not really able to do too much. One Zergling has to pull back. Oh, he's going to get one. And she does lose a Zergling. Might lose another if she's not careful. But the Queens are out. Injects the main. Wants to get a creep tumor on the natural, of course. She likes to spread that far towards the third as possible. Doesn't prioritize it going out the middle. Third command center goes down for Innovation. We're going to get a big macro game. We're going to see both players clash. And we're going to see, is Scarlet a bit more paranoid? Is she as greedy as she was earlier in this series? Because I think the greed was the secret to her success in map number 1 and 2. I think the only issue that she ran into was map 3. She was like obscenely greedy, like beyond greedy, right? Proxy Rex put her behind in that last game. Remember, it all came back to that. So she was not in the greatest position from earlier on, but I do think her lurker push on the north, that was the big momentum shift, right? That overextension. She got herself back into a very decent spot, very, not just playable, but maybe even advantage to Scarlet. And it was at that moment when she lost all those lurkers that was the problem. So this is another map with a fair bit of edge space, dead space on the edges. It's not a good map, in my opinion, to be going the lurker style. Either, if you're going to do it, you do it on Oxide, you do it on Blackburn, you do it on those maps where it's a bit easier to zone out the drops and that sort of stuff. Innovation is still indeed representing Kaisi Gaming. Big thanks to Bloodfeast Jamie for pulling that up. So she gets a full scout. That's awesome. I love that she always times this Zergling to come in right around 3 minutes 50 as Ling speed finishes. She always runs that in. And there's a good chance that she actually gets it. 6 queens, going up to 8 queens. So she's doing rule of 1 gas. Really classic, solid CVT. She knows that he's going Cloak Banshees, right? He didn't start that afterwards, did he? Oh, he did. He wasn't planning to go Cloak. He was going to do the Cloakless super greedy Banshee. But because she scouted it, he's like, fuck you. And he starts Cloak. And he says, I'm going to hide the Banshees, pretend I'm not going them. and then surprise you. So she is not going to build spores at all. And she naturally has a very late layer. She's got a 444th. This is even greedier than the 4th base. This is insane. This is insane. Oh my God. I mean, the Banshees are a big commitment. When you do this, if they get spotted by an Overlord, it's really bad for him. But her lair still has not started. Oh, she's got to start that lair. I mean, she's got enough gas to start 1-1 and the lair now, so she does start it. She should be able to react with an Overseer. As those Banshees come in, I think her lair finishes. It's going to be done in 50 seconds. I doubt they get in before 50 seconds are up. He's going to go around the left side of the map. He could still do some damage with it, but she is looking healthy. Lair and Baneling Nest on the way. Double Evo Chamber. We're going to see Carapace and then melee. There we go. Does start it. That was me being like, please remember melee. Extra barracks are all on the way. She's going to send an Overlord in just to check what's up. She's like, oh yeah, it's Bio. She does not want to get caught on the wrong strategic line, the wrong unit composition. Banshee's coming down the left side of this map. Do we get a spore? 70 drones versus 54 SCVs. Banshee's coming towards the main. Dude, did she not see this? Maybe her Overlord missed that? Did she have a gap in the vision, or was she just not paying attention? The Banshee's gonna get in. Uh-oh, here comes the damage trainer. She's on 80 workers. Where's the Overseer? Overseer. She starts spores and then realizes, wait, my lair's done. Get Overseer, duh. That makes way quicker. Okay, run the drones. Keep running the drones. Don't just sit there. No, run them. Don't just click them on the mineral patch. Oh, I fucking hate when pros do this. No, don't do that. Just run them to the other side of the mineral line. Run them over here. She loses an extra 8 or 9 drones there unnecessarily. Those Banshees should have had to force their way in deeper to do that. Now, does she have a spore there? She does, okay. 18 drones is bad news, guys, but she was on 80, and she's replenished them instantly. So as long as she doesn't rebuild any more drones, that's the problem, is Scarlet, her default mode is droning and then over-droning, and as she takes damage, she drones. Stop droning, Scarlet. You're being too greedy here. You've taken a lot of damage. You're still in a totally fine position. 72 workers. Rebuilding to 76 is probably too many here. That means you've built the equivalent of 98 workers, not including all the crazy buildings that you've committed to as well. That's an insane amount of economy. She needs to double down on Ling Bane. She's got Bane speed, 1-1, all well timed. She's got a Spire on the way. She's got incredible creep spread. Don't get me wrong, if there's a player who's got a good enough setup to defend this scenario, it is Scarlet, but she needs to be making mass Lings and Banes right now. She sees the aliens coming. Oh, she's got to get some Banelings morphed ahead of time. She doesn't see this push. She's got so much creep and map control, but that's the one area she doesn't see. Innovation, it's not even threading the needle, but it's definitely threading the one area where she doesn't know it's coming. She's got 9 Banelings, a 10th on the way. That base will get cancelled. Can she deal with this? I mean, I think as long as she doesn't force the fight, just go expand elsewhere, fall back, she absolutely can do this, especially if she cuts off the reinforce with half of, if she sends most of her army to backstab right now and then just makes a ton more units. Oh, he's going to push in though. He's going to punish that. She's sending a Baneling run by. Oh, he's just going to dive on her. He's going to dive on her. Innovation, the psychopath. He scans and he sees that she's not ready and he kills most of the Banelings before they complete. He catches the fact that she left with her only Banelings and he punishes her so hard for it. Oh my god, the decisiveness. She's got to pull back. She can't take out the tanks, I don't think. She doesn't have enough units that can actually kill. It's all Banelings. They're not anti-tank units. She's overcommitted. She was in such a good economic position, but Innovation catches her a little bit slow to adapt and react, and he takes her out. Oh, she actually could have held on. That was the right amount of greed. That was the right amount of greed for that. That was not even her being too greedy. But he does it, dude. I mean, the decisiveness to push in the way he did, I don't even know if he saw when all of those finished. Let's rewind that. We've got to take a look at this. Because did he even see when those Banelings started morphing? Because that was a wild push. But I think at this point, there is a moment at this point where you realize this creep is fucking here as Innovation. And you're like, motherfucker, what is this? What is this? This is insane. This is too much creep. Like, he's like, I gotta do something. She's out of control. And obviously he's up in supply. She's a little supply, but wait. She's building 3 drones here as well. She's building another 3 drones right now? What? She starts 3 drones just as he enters vision. Oh, she's being so far beyond greedy, guys. So far beyond greedy. She's trying to go 8 gas muta right now. And this is that very late muta, remember? Oh, she's being so greedy. She needs to be putting over... And she's supply blocked on 136. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, that gap in map vision, not seeing this push coming, actually got her killed. She was so shocked that this arrived without her seeing it that she panics here. She needed to immediately grab her Ling Bane and go across the map or cut around this way to intercept the reinforce and make more Banelings and just be on nothing but Overlords and Banelings right now. But she loses some Lings there for no reason. She's got 5 Overlords, but she's supply blocked. And yeah, he sees them morphing. Check this out. So Inno sees them morphing. So this is the moment where he drops the scan. Check it. I think he sees them start. He doesn't see them start, so he has no idea when they started, but he sees her Banelings. If she pulls those Banelings back, she's fine. Maybe not fine, because he still has a massive army lead, but you got to remember that her production is pretty off the chain right now. She's got lots of injects coming out across these 4 bases. She doesn't have a macro hatch either, because she's going for Spire and 8 gases. She really should have a macro hatch here at 8 minutes. And remember, I mean, he's killed a lot of shit. She's not. She killed a Banshee. He killed 22 drones, 10 Zerglings at this point. So he's definitely winning this game fight to fight. But she's macroing so hard that you kind of need to win it more so. Even more so, right? So he needs to push in. But if she pulls those Banelings back quicker here, they actually keep her alive. The problem is, she kind of knows that she doesn't want to fight right now and she wants to buy time, but she's just too slow to send those away. Because if those Banelings are here, he can't thrust the way he does. He has to spread backwards from those Banelings, or all the Hellbats and a lot of the Marines go down. Right? It's 10 Banes. So you gotta respect that. Oh, man. But instead, basically he gets to clear up most of the Zerglings and a lot of the Banelings before they finish. And then the Banelings are just going in a few at a time, not all at once. And his Marines are pulling back. It's, for me, sieging your tanks right on top of the Banelings, moving your Hellbats and Marines into the 20 morphing Banelings, the 30 morphing Banelings, that takes bravery and real decisiveness in the face of a moment where you're like, I guarantee you, Inno was not sure that was going to work. There was a little bit of fear in his mind, but he said, fuck you, fear. I'm going to go for it. And he brings that series back. A complete reversal. 3-2. GG, well played. Damn, what a comeback from Innovation. Really bloody well played. A fantastic series. Scarlett, she's still the queen of greed, but yeah, not quite able to seal the deal. Damn. GG's, that was an awesome series.